The focus of this lesson is employee benefits. Example 1. Alan works for a printing company, and it has been a little over 4 years since he was hired. He now makes $54,080 per year. When he was hired, he was told that he had 5 days of paid vacation time. For each year that he worked at the company, that he would gain another 2 days of paid vacation time to a maximum of 20 days. How many paid vacation days does he now get at the end of 4 years of employment? And how much more money will he earn while he is on vacation? All right, so the simplest way to figure this out is going to be to create a table. Let's create a T-table with a number of years at the company in the first column and paid vacation days per year in the second column. Now, according to this problem, we know that when he'd worked for the company for 0 years, right when he was just hired, that they were already going to give him 5 paid days of vacation time. That was when he was hired. So after he'd worked there 0 years. So we're going to put 5 here. Now, after he had worked with the company for a full year, he was done with his first year, it says in the problem that he would gain another 2 days. Okay, so we know that between year 0 and year 1, we're going to go up by 2. So 5 plus 2, so this is 7. And then year 2 will be 5 plus 2 plus 2, which is 9 days. And year 3 is 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, or as we can see, 11 days. And then year 4 would be 5 plus, and if we follow the pattern, we could see here that we have 1, 2, 2 2s, right? 3 2s. So I'm going to shorten this and put 4 2s. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13. And then just for the sake of filling out this table, this will be 5 plus 2 times 5, or 5 2s, which then comes out to 15. Okay, so the question is, how many paid vacation days does he now get at the end of 4 years of employment? So the end of his 4th year, so this here is right when he started. This was the beginning of his 1st year, the beginning of his 2nd year, the beginning of his 3rd, the beginning of his 4th, and then this here will be at the beginning of his 5th year. So we're, for his entire 4th year, 13 days. So we're going to put here, year 4, Alan will get 13 days of paid vacation. All right, so now that answers the first question. The how many paid vacation days does he get, right? Now, the second question is a little different. The second question is how much money will he earn while he is on vacation? Now, we see here that he gets to take off 13 days, okay? Now, we are going to assume that he generally works the full year. So we are going to assume that he works for 52 weeks, okay? So he generally gets paid how much per week? So he normally makes, or not normally, his regular pay is $54,080 per year. There are 52 weeks in a year. So 54,080, let's use our calculator. So 54,080 divided by 52 weeks, he generally gets paid $1,040 a week, right? 1,040, and let's put per week, okay? Now, if he gets 13 days off, how many weeks is that? Well, let's assume he has a job where most people do, where they only work Monday through Friday, or they at least get 2 days off a week. So this 13 days here is 2 weeks and 3 days. Okay, so this is 2 weeks of work and 3 days, and 3 days is how much of a week? So assuming that a week is 5 days, so it is 3/5 of a week, right? So 2 5-day weeks plus 3 out of 5 days. 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. So this is 2.6 weeks. All right, so we know that Alan will get 2.6 weeks off, that he earns $1,040 per week. So let's say then he gets 1,040 times our 2.6 weeks. Let's use our calculator again. So 1,040 times 2.6, $2,704. $2,704. So the second question is how much money does he actually earn while on vacation? So Alan will earn $2,704 while on vacation. All right, now it's your turn to try. Try this. Let X represent the number of Alan's working years at the company, and Y represent his number of paid vacation days. Based on the table above, write an algebraic expression that models the relationship between these two variables. Write your equation in the form y equals mx plus b, finding values for both m and b. Example 2. Frida's employer offers her family health care as an employee benefit. Frida must contribute 12% of the cost, and her employer will cover the rest. Frida gets paid on a bi-weekly basis, and she notices that $88.50 is taken out of each paycheck for her portion of the contribution to the family health care coverage. How much does Frida's employer contribute to her coverage? All right, so first let's identify the important information. So we know that Frida has to contribute 12%, and that her boss or employer will contribute the rest. Okay, we know that she gets paid bi-weekly. We also see that 88.50 is taken out of each of those bi-weekly paychecks, and that 88.50 is the amount that she's paying. And we want to determine how much her employer is actually contributing for her coverage each year. All right, so we first need to remember what bi-weekly means. So bi-weekly means she gets paid every other week for the full 52 weeks of the year. Okay, so if she gets paid every other week, we know there are 52 weeks in the year, and she gets paid every other one. We cut this in half, and we see that she gets paid 26 times during the year. Okay, so that's the number of paychecks she will receive. So that means Frida will be paying $88.50 that number of times. So $88.50 times the 26 weeks. Okay, using our calculator, 88.50 times 26. Oops, let's go back. 88.50 times 26. That's $2,301. Okay, so this $2,301, this is Frida's contribution. Just going to abbreviate that to her health. So she is paying that portion of her health benefits. All right, and so we know that this 2,301 is 12% of the actual cost for the insurance, for the healthcare. So we don't know the actual cost, right? So let's actually let X, let me write that a little bit neater. Let's let X equal the cost of the health benefits, the healthcare. So this is the whole cost, the full amount that the health insurance company charges for this plan. So we know that Frida is paying 12% of this, okay? So 12% of X mathematically is 0.12X, and we know that that 12% of that is this $2,301 that Frida is paying. So it's 2301. So 12% of the whole cost of the healthcare is the amount that Frida is paying, which is 2301. So 0.12x is equal to 2,301. Now we're going to solve this equation by dividing both sides by that 12% or 0.12. The ones on the left cancel because 0.12 divided by 0.12 is 1. 1 times x is x. We'll use our calculator again, and we get 2,301 divided by 0.12 or 19,175. All right, so the entire plan costs $19,175. Now this is the cost of the healthcare. Now, the question we're trying to answer is how much does her employer pay? Well, the total cost is $19,175. We know how much Frida pays. So in order to figure out the amount that her employer contributes, it's going to be the difference between the two. So let's take this 19,175 and let's subtract how much Frida contributed. That 2,301. And we'll use our calculator. So 19,175 minus 2,301. And we can see then that her employer, pull that back up one more time, is contributing $16,874. $16,874. And this here is the employer contribution. So contribution is just to contribute, to give. So this is employer contribution to the healthcare. Just kind of nice, right? So her employer is paying, 88% of the cost of the plan. So definitely a good benefit to have if you're working with this company. All right, now it's your turn to try. Try this. Marco's employer offers individual health care. Marco pays D dollars out of his bi-weekly paycheck for his share of the total cost. If Marco's contribution is a percentage of the total cost, where P represents that percentage written as the equivalent decimal, represent the total cost of Marco's coverages in terms of D and P. Be careful, make sure to follow the same steps using the variables.